Yes guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Tom Hartley Cars, where I always love coming down here because the cars are always different, they are always amazing, and it's always nice to catch up with Carl. You have already seen the video of me and the Murcielago, which is right above me. This is the first time I think that I've stood underneath my car like this, but we are going to be talking about some hypercar finance. I love doing these videos and I know you guys do too, and we've got Bugatti Veyron here, but upstairs there are some really special cars, and I've been in touch with Magnitude Finance as always to get the quotes, but there is something different about this time because the Magnitude Finance calculator has evolved. This is the first time ever that it has happened, and it is the only finance calculator online where you can get hire purchase balloon, PCP, hire purchase, finance quotes on anything over £20,000, get accurate finance quotes that then if you're happy with, you can actually go and apply online for the finance. So it's the first time that it's ever happened. It's the only finance calculator that does that, and I love the finance calculator. I spend far too much time on it, getting all sorts of quotes for cars quite similar to this, but Magnitude Finance have gone one step above. We will talk a little bit more in detail about that as the video goes on, because we are here in the gracious presence of the most expensive modern hypercar for sale on Autotrader. So I feel like now is the perfect time to introduce Carl so that we can check it out and check out all of the other cars that he has in stock. Video number two of the day, Murcielago video.
Take two.
Yeah. No, it's not take two. We all do everything in one take around here.
Of course.
Yeah, we smash it every single time. But Carl, welcome back to the channel.
Thank you.
And we are downstairs in the basement where you always like to start the videos. Yeah. I always feel like the best cars are on the middle floor. This time it's changed.
Yeah, I have a bit of a change up, really. Just, you know, it's more colour orientated. You know, all the hypercars at the minute, apart from the Pagani and the Koenigsegg, they're like silver or black or dark blue or something like that. So it was quite, put them all together, it was quite dull. So chuck a matte orange Performante in the mix and a yellow Pista Spider and whatever, and then, you know, you got yourself a party.
I mean, yeah, we've got the Veyron down here, which we filmed last time.
Yeah. Very
special car. There are a number of cars around here and on the middle floor. I haven't even been upstairs, so I don't know how different that is, but we've got Scud, and I love a Scud. I mean, here, you've got some very special Ferraris, like 16M.
Complete the family, if that makes sense. You know, you got the Scud, 16M, Speciale. Has anyone got a Speciale Aperta? Because I need one.
I was wondering where that was going there.
And
TDF.
TDF. I mean, unless you've got a stripe, this is not for you, this section. You have to have a stripe.
I thought that Speciale didn't have a stripe.
Oh, come look at the stripe of the Speciale. So this is Nero Stiletto, this stripe.
Oh yeah.
So hang on, let me get my phone out and I will put.
Well, you can immediately see the.
Look at the gold flake.
Hold on, I need to get closer to that without damaging the car. Wow. Yeah.
You know, so it's flat black. So I think this is a great spec car.
The wheels
as well.
Yeah, well they always are here, mate.
Well, it's got every single carbon fibre option, including wing mirrors from Ferrari.
Wow.
So the diffuser, the winglets, the louvers, the wing mirrors, everything. Even the shields are carbon fibre.
Look, carbon centre caps, carbon shields, carbon wing mirrors. Always got the carbon engine bay. I don't know what it is, but I am still.
Listen, Scud's a Scud. It's just, you know, it's an amazing car.
The best and fastest single clutch F1 gearbox.
Yeah.
And it just shunts you in the back. I love it. I drove one, thought it was amazing. Kind of wish I'd driven it a little bit more. And I'm yet to see Seb's. And Seb's got one down in Monaco that he's so selfishly kept down there and not driven it around Europe so that I can see it. But
what's selfish of him?
Yeah.
He hasn't peppered it with miles for you.
And I think now I'm pointing the camera the other way.
Oh, so you can see a couple of more things.
People might have seen this P1 that I've...
P1 MSO, which I'm going to let you into a secret. Hopefully by the time this video goes live, it won't be here, because I'm waiting today to receive a deposit for it.
Ooh.
So it's been quite a long drawn out deal. It's a deal that I've tried I can't remember trying harder on a deal, if I'm honest with you.
Really?
Trying to get it done. And we're there basically.
Yeah.
So the only thing I'm not in receipt of is funds.
Okay.
Which is quite important.
Especially on a car that is worth this much, but it is stunning. I've got some sort of weird obsession at the moment with dark blue paint.
Okay.
I don't know why. I think I've seen a couple of nice Mercs and BMW.
Yeah.
But to see a P1 in this spec.
Well, this is very much an MSO P1. It actually is spec'd by MSO with nearly £200,000 worth of MSO options.
200 grand.
Including a 24 karat gold heat shield in the engine
like the McLaren
to match
F1.
the F1. The previous owner had an F1.
Yeah.
And he wanted the matching car, so he matched the colour, the gold, even the McLaren badge on the front is not the McLaren speed tick, it's the McLaren badge that's on the front of the F1.
I've just noticed that.
Loads of options.
That's a special car.
It's a special car. It's been featured on quite a few social media platforms. I think Shmee done a video on this car in London a few years ago.
Yeah.
Where he spotted it out and had a good look around it.
Yeah.
And it's a UK supplied car.
Yeah.
4,000 miles. It's a great price and it's great service history.
Yeah.
Only been serviced by the supplying dealer in the UK.
Cool.
Which adds to the provenance of the car.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if you're watching this video now, you're too late. It's sold.
But for the amount of optional extras that are on that car, you could buy 2 of these AMG GTRs.
What a value for money car.
It is so cool. And the moment it crept towards 100 grand, I was like, okay, I loved my GTS. The GTR obviously is a step up. This is my spec. It's exactly how I would want it. And we have actually talked about it, haven't we?
We've talked about this GTR.
Yeah.
And if I pull my finger out and get the LP640 gone, then,
this could be a future Supercars and London car, because it is amazing. Obviously that engine is so tunable. They sound awesome with an exhaust system. I just feel like I prematurely sold my GTS.
I just love the carbon roof. I love the way the exhausts come out the back. You think it's just
the one
solid exhaust, but it's not. You actually have 3.
And on cold start, they all chuff out smoke, and it just looks like a UFO.
Yeah,
how cool is that?
That is they're a great value for. There's a lot of cars that are showing great value for money at the minute.
Yeah, this is one of them, because I don't actually think it looks too out of place next to a Veyron.
I mean, it's a supercar. That's what it is. It's a sub 100 grand supercar.
Can we talk about the TDF? Because I know everyone will kill me if we don't talk about it.
TDF's a special car, right-hand drive UK supplied, which is nice. But there's also a tailor-made TDF.
So it's like from the Atelier program.
Yes. So the one and only owner went over to Ferrari. They got him drunk and ticked every box and personalised it to death.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lovely car.
So when this came out, I kind of liked the F12. I'd driven the F12, but I didn't think that the F12 was a car that necessarily needed the lighter weight, the more power.
It didn't.
But actually, when I experienced it with JWW in his car, I was blown away by it. And I'm actually going to put my face on camera now to try and get across just how incredible this car is. It's one of the last modern supercars that still wants to kill you at any given moment.
And the thing about TDF is people are really strung up on naturally aspirated V12 Ferraris. Ferrari does not make, apart from they're going to stop with the 812 and the lightweight 812, which I hope is going to be naturally aspirated. But after that, there'll be no more V12 naturally aspirated Ferraris. This is a limited run, naturally aspirated Ferrari, one of 799 cars.
Are we going to get the 812 lightweight to be a naturally aspirated, or do you think it's going to be hybrid? I don't really know what any of the rumours are.
I don't know what the rumours are, but guessing, I would say it's going to be naturally aspirated.
Okay, let's keep our fingers crossed.
I've heard rumours.
Yeah.
And because I've got no ties with Ferrari, you can't kill me.
They can kill me though, probably, somehow.
They probably can. I've heard that they're doing a 812, let's call it a super light GTS.
What? So a convertible version of a lightweight hardcore 812.
This is just rumours, but you heard it here first if it happens. I think it'll be really limited though.
It will.
Like it'll be one of, say, I don't know, 100 or whatever.
It'll be like the HYPERCAR to the LAF.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I think it'll be.
Yeah, I mean, very cool. And I think I really have to show my appreciation.
Blue posi.
Okay, so really
historic
dark,
racing colour.
Yeah, really dark. It's gloss, isn't it? It's not.
It's gloss. Yeah. Blue posi with a Tour de France, two-tone white Tour de France stripe.
I love the diamond cut wheels.
Yeah.
Normally you just get the satin black, a little bit like the special.
Yeah, you know, I think it's wasted on these wheels, satin black, because you know,
the design is actually really, really nice.
Yeah.
Here we are. This is the first time that I've seen your car in the flesh. You sent it to me before it was revealed on Instagram. I'd like to be
just for your opinion.
Yeah. This is stunning.
Thank you.
The Pagani Huayra to me, or Paganis in general, are Italian forms of art that can actually be enjoyed and immersed in. Normally art is up on the wall and you can look at it and enjoy it, but this you can look and enjoy it, but actually get in and have a completely different experience.
There's so many aspects of this car that you could sit down and you could just discover and look at, and it would take you hours.
Yeah.
You could go and you could just spot new things. There's so many things. I mean, it really is a masterpiece. You see this carbon fibre here, and this carbon fibre here is very different.
Yeah.
The weave's obviously a lot bigger, but this is darker than what this one is. It's got maybe a silver tinge to it.
Yeah.
That's because this is the top of the car.
Right.
And the carbon is weaved with titanium.
Oh wow.
So it's carbtanium.
Carbtanium.
Yes.
Well, probably.
And they're the only manufacturer to do that. It makes it lighter and stronger.
I was going to say, yeah. Wow. And then this is obviously like the bodywork.
Yeah, this is cosmetics. You know, this is lightweight. This is the top of the car.
Yeah.
And the top of the car is made of carbtanium, and I mean, just the finishes. What I love about Pagani is this. These are really cool things. Everywhere you look on the car, this and this are two completely separate parts. Yeah. Look how the weave runs perfectly, even through the rubber. Down to here. It isn't going. It isn't adjacent to it. It's just absolutely. It's what they call like in marble. It's booked.
Yeah.
You know, and that happens all over the car.
And it's almost impossible to do.
Well, I mean, just.
Which is why when Pagani have bare carbon, it's an expensive optional extra because of how much effort and attention to detail they go to.
This car has the two-tone carbon roof and carbon body. It's called a 50-50 split.
Okay.
This is £180,000. Option
to
have that.
Wow.
And you know, it's a hell of a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but I think I've seen Paganis without it, and it doesn't look it doesn't look right. Every single screw is made out of titanium.
Yes.
And has the Pagani logo on. Whether the screw is this big or this big, it has the Pagani logo on.
Wow.
Every single nut and bolt and screw is all hand done.
Whereas that Performante's probably got more Skoda badges than it does Lamborghini badges.
The Bugatti, if I'm totally honest with you.
VW and Audi.
A few parts I had placed on the Bugatti. One of them was the wing mirror motor.
Yeah.
And it was out of a Volkswagen Transporter, and it had a Volkswagen badge on it. And
then it went on a Bugatti.
Bugatti wanted like $4,000 for the part, but the part was 37 pence. If you bought it for a transporter, you know. So,
but that is just not a thing with Pagani.
If anything, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
The quality goes deeper.
Yeah.
You know, the deeper you go, the more you appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
that's why it is. I mean, that's what I mean. It's art form. That's why everyone says it's art.
It is. So onto the Koenigsegg.
Onto the Koenigsegg, which is. We have discussed this. Now, on Autotrader, there are a lot of cars that are priced up for sale at 9,999,000.
Yeah.
Because
they're
POA. This, however, is priced, and we have concluded it is the most expensive car on Autotrader. Is that right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Which is not something that we always strive to do.
No, but it's just cool.
But it is the only.
It makes a good YouTube title.
Yeah. It is the only Agera RS. This is a special model called an RSN, which is actually formed off of a 1.1. So it has the 1.1 ratio engine, the 1 megawatt engine.
Yeah.
Which is a massive option, and there's very, very few RSs with that.
Wow.
Also, I have an email from Koenigsegg to say that this is the highest specified Koenigsegg to ever leave the factory anywhere in the world.
Wow.
With over £500,000 worth of extras.
Oh my
£500,000 worth of extras.
£500,000 of optional extras. Am I right in saying this particular car has got crushed diamonds in the paint?
Yes. yes, it does.
Let's get into these £500,000 worth of optional extras.
Crushed diamonds on the paint that blend into carbon fibre.
I mean, my camera doesn't even pick that up.
It's hard. It really needs sunlight.
Yeah, which we're not going to get.
Which we're not going to
this time of year.
Yeah.
But the Koenigsegg, I mean, are completely different, but in the same way, quite similar to Pagani. Like, both drive completely ridiculously, but very, very differently. They both have their own characteristics. Whereas I feel like
the Pagani is very isn't as astonishing once you compare it to the Koenigsegg figure-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking 0 to 400 kilometers an hour back to 0 in 31 seconds, which is 17 seconds faster than a Chiron. 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds.
Yeah. Very, very nice pista. We both know the owner who waited a long time for this, and it is probably, I'm going to go and say it's the best spec pista out there. It is just perfect to my taste because
it's also the best priced.
Best priced.
This car is up for sale at the minute with a £20,000 discount from new price.
£20,000 discount from new.
Yep.
Wow.
With only 900 miles.
Check this out. Boom. How cool is this? Yeah, I love that. I love that. Let's go back to the Koenigsegg because we literally just talked about the price of this, but this is up for what?
3.2 million plus taxes.
Plus taxes.
So this car was supplied as a tax-free car, which is really beneficial for the model.
Yeah.
Because it gives freedom for it to go anywhere in the world.
Yeah, that is cool.
So if you're from Hong Kong and you want to buy a Koenigsegg, which is a big market for these cars, then if you buy a car that's already in the UK and UK registered, you've paid 20% tax to have it UK, and then you've got your massive tax that you get over in Hong Kong. It's 20% too expensive.
Yeah. Whereas this, and it's right-hand drive.
And it's right-hand drive.
Yeah, that is very handy. Now, as you open the door, I'm going to talk a little bit about finance because, as you know, I like coming here with some ludicrous finance figures. We did Bugatti last time, we did HYPERCAR finance in general before. Seeing as this is the most expensive car for sale on Autotrader and probably Piston Heads as well. I got finance quotes from the wonderful people at Magnitude Finance and their new calculator. And well, this is based on excluding VAT.
Okay, which is fine because what you would do, what I would suggest someone would do is buy this car through a limited company, for example. Yeah. Claim the VAT back and put the VAT as a deposit for the finance.
Yes, that is clever. So the deposit is around £700,000. Then the finance that you'd be borrowing is 2.5 million, which sounds an incredibly a lot amount of money, but this car is over 3 million quid. That means the monthly payments over a 2-year period are 12.5 grand. 12.5 grand sounds ridiculous. Yes. But it is a ridiculous car.
It's a near on £4 million car. So.
And when you think about the Veyron that we did last time, I'm pretty sure those monthly payments were coming out around 9.5, and we were talking about interest only. That car's going to appreciate 5% of the value of the car over a year. So actually, the money that you're spending per month is actually just getting added onto the car. So it is as good, if not better, right now than buying a house.
This car was a tough car to value. Because
there's nothing like it.
If you look at a Koenigsegg 1.1, and you see what they sell for, up of £5.5 million, that's an older car than this. This is a newer and improved version of the Koenigsegg 1.1 with the same power output. And it's 25% less money. So. I valued this car not really on an Agera or an Agera R because an Agera R would be half the price of this. But this is closer to a 1.1 than what it is an R. So
with the £500,000 optional extras as well.
I mean, you don't always get your money back from that. But it's nice to have than not to have.
Exactly.
£180,000 worth of carbon wheels.
Yeah, unbelievable. And I think it's important to say as well, because of the level of this car, the guys at Magnitude Finance also said that it's non-regulated, so the terms and conditions can be discussed. I'm talking about it as if someone is watching this video thinking about purchasing this car. Yeah. But it's just something that I probably should say, because I know that some people talk about finance online and don't say whether it's regulated or non-regulated.
The good thing with a lot of finance companies, and we work quite closely with Magnitude, we try and push them more towards our customers because they give us such good service.
Yeah.
Is that on these cars they can really tailor make a program.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like computer says no kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's they can talk about, okay, well, after a year you can chuck in this much if you want to, and then we can renegotiate the payment. You can do the opposite.
Yeah.
After a year you can finance some more.
Yeah.
You know, and you can do this and you can do that, and you can every third month have a higher payment.
Yeah.
So the payments get lower. I mean, there's so much they can do. So much they can do. And
now the new Magnitude Finance calculator means that they're not just throwing estimated figures at you, which, to be honest, quite a lot of calculators do that. Magnitude Finance are the only people that actually give you the exact quote, and then you can apply online for finance, which, I mean, you don't even have to leave your home to sort that out.
Last night, Tim at Magnitude, the big boss man.
Featured a couple of times in my video.
It was 11:30 last night. I'm wrapping up some Christmas presents for my kids and my wife. Guy messaged me on Instagram, interested in your Performante, give me a call tomorrow.
This one actually.
Yeah. I said, actually, I'll give you a call now. So called him. He said, look, I want to go ahead with the car. I could do some finance quotes. So okay, I'm going to need a deposit. He said, I don't want to do that until I get passed on finance. Called Tim straight away at 11:30 at night. Tim sent him a proposal form. The guy filled it out, and we had an answer this morning.
That is cool. It is a different level, and I know that there are other finance companies out there, but literally since not my Gallardo, AMG GTS, since my AMG GTS, I've not done finance with anyone else, because they are the best. They are magicians, and I think every time I come here, we talk about it off camera. They help you, they help me. We like to keep that within the family, which is why we always like doing videos.
I just when a customer comes to me to buy a car, if they get the wrong service from the finance company, it can put them off buying the car. Even though it's nothing to do with me. The company that I've put forward to them haven't called them back, haven't given them the right quote, haven't given them the right service, so they think, I'll screw the car, I can't be bothered. I find with Magnitude we work really well hand in hand. They send us customers, we send them customers, and everyone's happy.
100%. I think that's probably the best way to end the video. If you would like finance quotes on that LP640, I don't actually know when this video is going out, so the car might have sold.
Well,
hopefully. But anyway, I think that is the best way to end this episode, to be stood next to fundamentally a mega car, next to a hypercar, next to some wonderful supercars with some more cars that we didn't actually touch upon. But I mean, there's just always cool stuff going on. Downstairs, you definitely stepped up the game.
We haven't been upstairs yet.
All right, we're not ending now. One more minute of the video, let's go upstairs. I have found a car that is suitable for this man. Is this your own personal car?
This is my own personal car. I had Porsche custom built it.
It's your new daily.
Yeah, no, I'm taking part in the Le Mans next year.
The kids Le Mans.
Porsche couldn't find a racing seat that was my size, so they customly built me this car. Porsche 917.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
how much is that?
It's a lot of money.
I was going to say.
It's a lot of money. My little boy's only 2.
Oh,
and
that, I mean, is the cool.
I got excited. I've only got one boy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I've got one boy. It's like 45 miles an hour.
Oh my God.
You know, it's really for a, I don't know, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old kind of thing.
And he'll grow into it. It's like school uniform.
Yeah, that's what I said to the wife. She'll be fine.
45 miles an hour at 2 years old.
We've got loads of lovely things up here. Jaguar E-Type Series 1 Reborn, from the Reborn program.
I love this colour.
Yeah, very period colour. Back in the 60s. Now what's good about these cars is, what's the bad thing about owning a classic? The bad thing is, it doesn't drive like a new car. Because a lot of the engine and the components are all very old, and unless it's been restored, even then sometimes they can play up, and you know, it's the whole it's the whole process of owning a classic car.
Yeah.
What these companies are doing now, like Jaguar, is they're making a new car.
Yeah.
They're making you an original chassis, making the engines, making everything completely as new. I mean, this car's got USB and Bluetooth.
Stunning inside. That is utterly stunning. Now, I actually drove one of these, and so
Yes.
I can vouch for that experience of you are driving a classic car that you don't have any of the worries that it's going to break, or you need to tinker with it, or is it going to start in the morning. And everyone that I spoke to on the day, everyone drove it. This is the favourite car. Everyone was driving F-Types, they were driving I-Paces, Defenders. Everyone was coming back from this. No one knew how to start it, but then once they were out on the road, they were like, I can't believe that an old car that looks like this drives like you can just drive flat everywhere.
And this is not a version of an old car that's some like Singer, for instance. That it's all modern running gear.
Yeah.
This is built completely as they were in the 60s.
Yeah.
In every which way. There might have power steering, but apart from that, it's got.
No, that doesn't have power steering. That definitely doesn't have power. Well, the one that I drove definitely didn't. It was a proper arm workout.
So it's not like Eagle do a great job on the types.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But
they're chucking in a V8,
This is at 4-speed.
Exactly.
It still feels.
It's still a Jaguar.
Yeah.
I want to show you something.
All right.
It's really cool, which you have to show on film. Just to verify it, there's your little plaque down there.
Yeah. Yeah. That is, it is a properly cool thing. And I know I would never normally get excited about anything like this, but because I've driven one, and now I know I appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, yeah, very cool. I am glad we came up here. This is normally the classic area, which is very, very special to come up. I think the last time we came up here, we talked a little about the Aston, but I cut an entire 10-minute chat about the Countach that was there.
Yeah.
And actually I was like, do you know what? It was such a cool chat, but it could have been a separate video in itself.
Yeah.
But so to come up here to see that, it's very cool. Carl, it's been a pleasure for you to take me around. I love coming up here. I love seeing all of the cars, and I love challenging Magnitude Finance. It's a lot easier for them now that the calculator does all of the work.
Yeah.
But they're always at the end of the phone. So make sure you head into the link in the description. Check out these guys. Check out Magnitude Finance. My arm's hurting now.
Thanks for having me.
See you soon, Carl. Take care, guys. Goodbye.